I'm going to show you how to create an assessment. It's super important because when you create an assessment, the students have a place to turn their projects in, and you can grade the projects and put comments, etc., and do it all in one big swoop. Click on Assessments and click Create Assessment. I'm going to do Rubric because it's the simplest, and then I'm going to give the assignment a name. So you can call it, George Washington paper, or project number 5, or whatever you want to name it. The students are going to see this, so they need to recognize it as their project. Next, you're going to select an assessment type. I'm going to select assignment because it's just an assignment, but you can see that you can do lab, observation, project, whatever it is. It really doesn't matter. You want it recognizable. So I'm going to choose assignment. Next, you're going to select a grading scale. You can choose standards. You can link it to standards. You can choose pass, fail, points, or yes, no. The yes, no is, there's a video from Keith Westman that tells you how to set up yes, no. I'm going to select points because it's simple and hit next. And now, because I chose rubric, it's going to ask me to fill out the rubric. So the descriptor title is whatever the name of the assignment is, page 65 or George Washington or whatever it is. I'm going to write George Washington. And then if you want to link your standards, you could. I am not doing it in this tutorial. And then you see the 4 squares on the bottom, and that would be like, how many points. So that would be this is the first assessment in your rubric. So for example, maybe it's on creativity. 1 point for unsatisfactory, 2 points for satisfactory, 3 points for good, and 4 points for excellent. I'm simplifying it completely, but just so you understand the point of what it is. So now that I have my first line, I'm going to add descriptor, and I'm going to do a second one. So the first one was on creativity. This one is on, I don't know, whatever. Okay, so you can keep adding until your rubric is how you want your rubric to look. So now when you go all the way to the bottom, there's an attachment. If you wanted to attach a file, a picture, a YouTube video, whatever, you can just link it right there. I'm not going to do it in this tutorial, but you can. Then you're going to click Assign once you're done. So now, who am I going to assign this to? So when it says Search Classes, I'm going to click on the search tool, and I'm going to select the classes. And I'm going to decide, I'm going to assign it to my 5th period class, for example. So I click on the search tool. I check the class or classes that I want to assign it to. You can do one class or all your classes. And then once you've selected all the classes you want to assign it to, hit Assign. Now, something very cool is that in addition to assigning it, I can clone it, change the name. So instead of 5th period, I'm going to call this 6th period, and hit save, get rid of the word copy. So now I have the same rubric for 6th period. I didn't have to redo it. I just clone it, and I'm going to hit save, and then I'm going to assign it to whatever period I want to assign it to. Now, in addition to assigning the same rubric to multiple classes, I can also assign the same rubric to multiple projects. So maybe I want to have a rubric for all 10 projects that the students are going to turn in this quarter. So you just clone it 10 times and you assign it to the class, and then you repeat with every period. You can hit clone as often as you want. You can clone it 10 times if you want. It's just easier than having to make a new rubric, way easier than having to make a new rubric for every class and every project. Now, to see your assignments, make sure you click on Assigned, not Drafts. Drafts are things that are not assigned. So under Assigned, you can see in my one class, I have I cloned it like 6, 7 times, and I renamed it for every project that there is. And so every project that the student wants to turn in, they find that project, they turn it in. It's one is all a clone of the other. Okay, so now that I have the assignments, so when kids actually turn in their work, and they're going to see a big notice under lesson, turn work in here, turn assignment in. You see, if you look at the line, you can see the blue. Those are students who turned in their assignments. I can see the blue turned in, the orange did not. Now, when I open it, if there's a blue dot, that means that he turned it in. I can click on his name, and I can see what he has turned in. If I click, on the left-hand side is the rubric that I quickly fill out with points, and on the right side is the project that he turned in. I can grade it, and I send it right back to him, and he gets it on OTUS.